Welcome to this video on how to contribute to Hyperledger projects. Whether you are a seasoned developer or you're just somebody who's starting out, contributing to open source projects can be an extremely rewarding experience. It is not just a way to enhance your own skill set, but it's also a way to contribute to the blockchain ecosystem. In this video, we'll discuss the general contribution guidelines, the projects under the Hyperledger umbrella, and some tips on how you can make your contributions more impactful. Without any further ado, let's get started.
So as you've now decided to contribute to Hyperledger, there are some general contribution steps which we must follow while contributing to any open source organization in general. Step 1. Read the contributing guide. Every project has this contributing.md file that outlines how to contribute. This guide is crucial because it provides information on how to file an issue, the coding standards, what are the best practices, what are the things that the maintainers expect from the contributors, where to find the code, how to navigate through the code base, requirements for pull requests, and other valuable information. Yep, so as the first step says, read the contributing.md file. We are at Hyperledger's GitHub page and let's search for, let's say, Fabric. So we are redirected to Hyperledger Fabric's repository. We should be able to find contributing.md. Yeah, here it is. So this is the contributing.md file. They've written a bunch of stuff here like running unit tests and creating mock for the unit tests. But the entire detailed contributors guide, which is comprehensive enough, is here. So you are redirected to this, and as you can see how detailed it is. It includes pretty much every step that you need, the installation, how to get started with it, how to run it, what steps you need to take to set up the project locally. Everything is mentioned over here. And there are ways how you can contribute, documentation, how you can become a maintainer, releases, feature enhancement or proposals, prerequisites, what is the procedure, and if you find any issues in understanding the documentation, the community is pretty much like really welcoming. You can, always resort to help in the Discord channels or elsewhere. The community is very responsive and they make sure you are able to contribute in the best way possible. Step 2. Clone the repository. To start working on a project, ideally you should make a fork of it in your personal GitHub account and then clone the local repository into your system. If the project uses GitHub, fork the repository and clone it to your local machine using git clone followed by the repository URL command. For projects using Gedit, clone it from the gedit.hyperledger.org using the clone command with the commit message hooks and SSH. So as we see, we must now create a fork of this Hyperledger Fabric repository in our own account. Let's create fork. Then there's the URL. Let's open terminal. Cool. So git clone. We entered the command git clone followed by this repository URL. It took a while, and after that we were able to clone in the repository, and then we went into that directory. We opened it with our preferred IDE, and then here it is. The entire codebase of the Hyperledger Fabric project is now available with me locally in my preferred IDE. Step 3. Find an issue. Look for issues that need attention. GitHub issues are a great place to start. Search for tags like good first issue or specific tags related to your preferred programming language or expertise like #JavaScript. So, as the next step says, find an issue you want to contribute to. I was just browsing through Hyperledger Firefly's codebase and I thought about let me read the contributing.md file so that I can, maybe find some issue that I can meaningfully contribute to. So I went through the contributing guide. We welcome contributions to the Firefly project in many forms, and there's always a plenty to do. So let's visit the contributors guide and let me have a look at it. I think I may be probably able to add something to the contributors guide because maybe some document. Oh damn. So as I can see that I get a 404 error, file not found, and it redirects me to the contributors directory and index.html file and this site. Alright, so as we see, the issue is that the link to this contributors.md file in the contributing guide is broken, and the last fix, let me see, yeah, So contributors guide and this hyperlink was changed 2 years ago, and earlier it was contributors.html and it was changed to index.html, but I believe it's still changed but not updated in the code base. So maintainers do need to take care of this on a priority basis, because if some new contributor will come and they want to contribute, the essential first step they'll follow is reading the contributors guide, and if that's not present, it may be a major turn-off and they may feel that the project is inactive or something. So I think we got to work upon this. So as we see, this is the repository. We need to create an issue that the link to the contributors guide in the contributing.md file is broken. I've already had a look at all the issues and I don't see any issue which is catering to this bug. So I think we are good enough to start an issue. Let's start an issue. So new issue, broken link to contributors guide. In contributors ting.md file. MD file. So I've written a description for it. So as we can see, I have written an issue, broken link to contributors guide in contributing.md file. Also, along with that, I've added a detailed description so that the contributors understand what issue I'm explicitly talking about. The link to the contributors guide in the contributing.md file is broken. It currently points to a non-existent page and results in a 404 error. Steps to reproduce. Navigate to the contributing.md file. So you open the code base and then you go to this file, click on the hyperlink for the contributors guide and observe a 404 error on the page. If needed, we can also add the screenshot to the 404 error which we observe, but I think this is a fairly simple thing to do. So this explanation should be enough for the contributors to understand what issue I'm talking about, and the link should direct users to the correct contributors guide page, and it actually links to a 404 error page. The link causing the issue is the contributors guide. This is the hyperlink which opens, and suggested fix is that update the link to point to the correct URL for the contributors guide. If the correct URL is not known, please provide the correct path and update the documentation accordingly. So I think this is a good enough explanation for the issue and everything is good. I can open the issue, submit new issue. Cool, we've successfully opened the issue and it's open as of now, and I'll receive comments and I'll get notified as soon as someone says that they want to work on the issue, or some maintainers reply, or any conversation regarding this issue. And once it's resolved, I can close the issue. Step 4, make your changes. Once you've selected an issue, make the necessary changes to the code base. Use a text editor or an IDE to edit the files. Step 5, create a pull request. After making your changes, you can submit them for review by creating a pull request on GitHub or Gerrit. Ensure that your PR must contain the clear description of the set of changes you've made and references the issue number to which it is providing a solution. Step 6, expect comments. Your PR will be reviewed by project maintainers, and you must expect feedback and constructive comments. Instead of getting intimidated by these comments, you should focus on resolving and replying to them. Sooner or later, your PR will get merged. Step 7, address comments. Revise your changes based on the feedback, commit the new changes, and update the pull request. Last but not the least, Step 8, get your PR merged. Once your changes undergo final cycle of review and your changes are approved, your PR will be merged into the main codebase. Celebrate your contribution. You've done it. Hyperledger is an umbrella project under the Linux Foundation that provides a neutral home for various open source blockchain technologies. These include distributed ledger frameworks, smart contract engines, client libraries, development tools, and sample applications. Within Hyperledger, projects can be in different stages of development. Every project starts with the incubation phase, and once they meet a certain criteria, they graduate. Graduation signifies that the project is stable and has a healthy community, is ready for production use, and both incubation and graduated projects actively accept contribution from open source contributors. So the projects which have attained the graduation status are marked as graduated projects, and as of now, Hyperledger Iroha, Hyperledger Indy, Hyperledger Firefly, Hyperledger Fabric, Cacti, Besu, and Aries are graduated projects, while the projects which still are in incubation status are Hyperledger Solang, Hyperledger Cello, Hyperledger Caliper, Hyperledger Bevel, Hyperledger AnonCreds, Hyperledger Web3j, and Hyperledger Identus. These projects majorly use GitHub for issue management, and Git is the primary version control system used to keep a track of changes. At Hyperledger, we have a variety of different projects with their code base written in different languages, just because contributors from any programming language can contribute meaningfully and have a fair chance of contribution agnostic of their expertise in programming languages. For example, let's say Hyperledger Cacti. So Cacti has its code base written in TypeScript, Kotlin, Golang, and Rust. Let's say Fabric. Hyperledger Fabric is predominantly written in Golang. Hyperledger Besu has majority of its code base written in Java. Hyperledger Caliper is a mixture of JavaScript, Golang, and Shell. Hyperledger Iroha is written in Rust. Hyperledger Cello has Python, JavaScript, and Shell. Hyperledger Indy has Python and Shell scripting. Hyperledger Aries has Golang, Python, and JavaScript. Hyperledger Firefly is written in Golang. Hyperledger Solang is written in Rust and Solidity. Hyperledger Bevel is Smarty, Shell scripting, Mustache, and Python. Hyperledger AnonCreds is written in Rust, TypeScript, C++, and Python. And Hyperledger Web3j is predominantly written in Java. I found a bug. Now what? First, see if the bug already exists. So in this case, we typically encourage you to open GitHub issues and see if any open issue discusses the same bug. If the bug already exists, please consider fixing the bug and filing a pull request to fix it. If the bug has not been reported yet, please open an issue in GitHub issues so that it can be resolved by the community. In case it's a security bug, for example, any API key which has to be kept confidential has not been stored in an environment variable and has been leaked, or any security issue in general which can lead to a breach of sensitive information, please report such security bugs to security@hyperledger.org, otherwise report such issues via GitHub issues. So to summarize everything, we've covered the general steps to contribute to Hyperledger projects and provided an overview of the different projects you can contribute to. Your contributions are vital to the success and growth of these open source projects. We encourage you to start contributing today. Check out the links in the description for more resources and guides. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and stay tuned for more videos. Happy contributing!